go to sleep, you know I gotta keep my eyes open. But I've been smoking, that's the reason why my eyes closed. I'm from a city where the sleepers never make it. Risk your life and they gon' take it. Have you stuck up in that time zone? Like I can't help but always think about that time gone. Too many people I done lost, I'm trying to find home. I'm from a city where the sleepers never make it. Risk your life and they gon' take it. Have you stuck up in that time zone? Can't go to sleep, you know I gotta keep my eyes open. But I've been smoking, that's the reason why my eyes closed. I'm from a city where them niggas leave you wide open. So if you move around, you know to keep that nine close. Too many times I seen them change, thought I would die for them. The loyalty that had me walking with a blindfold. Can't let these people be the reason I don't make it. Give them time and they gon' waste it. Don't appreciate that time gone. Turn to God like I'm just trying to make it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome everybody to the Lace Up Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Lawler. My co-host, Devin Donovan, he's on a little hiatus, a little mental health break, which we all need at times. And I have a legend here. I got the...
Allegedly.
Allegedly. That's the word of the day. But Brockton's, the baddest man in Brockton, the Sandman, Stevie Dunn. So I just want to introduce you guys to him, and you're in for a hell of a story here.
Guys, what's going on, man? My man Joe Lawler, good friend of mine, he's doing the right thing.
Thank you, Steve. We've been, as you know, we've been trying to make this happen for a couple months at least, if not more.
My bad, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. Take it if you have to.
That's the coach for the kid who's fighting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, and that's another thing. I mentioned Stevie, the baddest man in Brockton, but I think someone's coming for, he might be passing the torch tonight to Kevin Walsh. And we're going to talk about him coming up a little bit. He has a big fight tonight in Belfast.
Listen, in Dublin, I'm going to take the call, and you're going to hear me talk to his manager.
Absolutely, that'd be great.
So Kevin, I'd be going to bars, everybody knew I was an MMA guy and a street fighter. So I'd be at the local watering holes, and I'd always have an idiot approach me. Hey, Steve, can you bring me to the gym? Can you teach me how to wrestle? Can you teach me some MMA? And after a while, I'd tell these guys, look, go home for a couple of days, sober up. Give me a call when you're sober. So I see Kevin out one night. He's like, Steve, can you bring me to the gym? And I'm like, yeah, hit me up when you're sober. So, we're drinking shots, McGillicuddy, Southie mouthwash, whatever the fuck you call it. And I'm thinking he's never going to show up. Next morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, he's at my door. And we had a grappling workout. He wanted to be a boxer. So that was Saturday morning. I brought him to the gym Monday. He's fighting for a world title tonight, 19-0. The kid told me before he ever stepped in the gym, he said, I'm going to be the world champ.
How about that?
Said he's going to be the world champ.
Manifested.
He fucking did it. So listen, I'm going to call his manager.
Absolutely. We got an exclusive here.
All right. I'll put him on speaker. I'll let him know.
Brother, what's up, brother?
All right, so listen, Cap, I'm on a podcast live right now, and we're just talking about Kevin. So this is Rich Capiello. This is Kevin's manager, and his brother is Kevin's head trainer. Cap, you don't mind me having you on speakerphone, do you?
No, go ahead.
All right, so what are you thinking about tonight for the fight?
I think Kevin's in unbelievable shape. Unbelievable fighting shape. Probably the best shape he's ever been in. He knows we're not going to win a decision out here. No way. He needs to knock him out. So, Kevin's going to use a lot of angles, stay busy, and try to get close. And he's going to try to knock him out.
All right, so what weight class is he fighting?
126.
And the other kid looked like he's a little taller.
He's a couple inches taller.
Does the other kid walk around thin? The kid looks thin through the face.
No.
Is that a weight cut or is that how he?
He's very thin. He's got very small legs.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble.
He's a little taller, and he's not a big puncher. He's a very average puncher, but he's a very good boxer. He was an Olympian back when he was a kid and he was a bantamweight. So he's what I mean.
So who?
He's
He's not a heavy hitter. What's like a point fighter?
No, he's not a puncher. He's a really good boxer. He can punch a little bit, but not a lot.
All right, so Kevin.
Kevin's got to we're gonna try to use angles. You know what I mean? And Kevin's not gonna walk fighting because this kid is a good boxer, and he don't want to walk into something early.
Right, wear him out.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so he's gonna like use angles, but you know Kevin's aggressive,
Yeah, man.
and Kevin can really fucking punch, and Kevin's gonna be trying to knock the kid out.
So listen,
look, Steve, if you don't knock him out, like we're just not winning the fight.
yeah, online on the betting sites, it's like plus 1,000 for Kevin to win a decision because they know there's never be a decision. He'll never win a decision in the guy's hometown. So he's gonna. It's plus 400 or plus 500 for a knockout. So you know that's the route I'm taking. But I'm with my man Joe Lawler. This is Rich Capiello. He's
Pleasure to meet you, Rich. Thank you for the insight. What's your prediction tonight, my man? I think I already know, but
I mean, Kevin's in great shape. This kid's is mid 30s like Kevin. He's been knocked. The 3 losses he's got, he's been knocked out in all 3 of them.
out cold.
All right. Oh yeah. So like Kevin can really fucking punch. Kevin's the bigger puncher. Kevin's gonna be more aggressive. You know, but this kid's a good boxer, but Kevin's just not going to be hanging around like outside and letting this kid box him. Kevin's going to be aggressive and he's going to go after him, you know?
That's unbelievable.
The big question is, will Kevin get caught being too aggressive and walking in something, you know?
Well, he hasn't. From what I've followed, I've never really seen him get caught walking in. So hopefully,
He uses a lot of really good angles, Steve.
very athletic,
You know,
man.
so-
Very athletic.
And dude, he's got to weigh $140 right now. They're fighting 26. Right now, he definitely weighs 140.
Hey, listen, so I was telling Joe how before I even brought Kevin to the gym to see your brother, before he ever stepped a foot in the gym, he told me he's going to be the world champ. And he's fighting for a world title tonight. That's fucking pretty crazy, man.
It is. It's amazing, dude.
God is good.
He's in with the right guy, Steve.
Well, listen,
He's
yo and Jimmy.
But look, there's no guarantee here either, you know? This kid's, he's a good boxer, very skilled. But Kevin's got the equalizer.
He sure the fuck does.
Kevin, he's got balls and he's coming.
Yeah,
He's
he's
coming.
tough. He's mentally tough, physically strong, and very athletic.
Yeah. So he's coming, dude. Like, I mean, that's what we're all hoping here. Like, I'm just hoping, but he's the deal, man. He comes from his father, like,
Yeah, his father's a tough guy. Father's a good friend of me and Rich Capiello's.
Yeah.
His father's a long-armed, heavy-headed, tough guy.
yeah. Well, Rich.
Steve, just like you, Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, and Rich, just so you know,
He's
Pat.
the baddest motherfucker in the city.
I just said that when we introduced Stevie. I told Stevie we might be passing the torch tonight. I think he's okay with it.
I am okay with that. So how about this? Kevin's first fight was a tough man contest, and after he won the fight, I hugged him and I said, "It's time for me to pass the torch."
Yeah.
So that was almost 8 years ago, and now he's 19-0 as a professional boxer, fighting for a world title. So he went from a 1 minute, 3-round tough man contest to fucking fighting for the world title.
Unbelievable.
So
Hey, Rich, we're all pulling for him, and please pass that message along to Kev.
I will. Steve, I'll definitely let him know I just talked to you, bro. Don't worry.
all right, hey Cap, I'll talk to you, brother. Thanks for the call.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you, man.
Take care, buddy.
That was pretty cool. That was behind the scenes.
Yeah, that was awesome,
Behind
buddy.
the scenes.
Yeah, I love that stuff. The audience loves it too. I mean,
All right, so listen. So, like I was telling you, I'd be out at the bars and people like, Steve, bring me to the gym, blah, blah, blah. So it was like sickening. I tell them, sober up, man, let me know. Kid shows up at my house the next morning at 9 in the morning, and I was severely hungover. We grappled. He was like 135 at the time. I was probably 180. I had to stretch his neck out just to let him know that I can't let him just come to my house.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
people want to wrestle me at work and shit. I can't let you take me down.
Yeah, no.
Wrestling since I was 8 years old. I like you. I don't want to hurt you, but I can't let you fucking.
No, not at all. Absolutely.
Gotta sort of keep him in that ring.
That's great. So, Steve, let's let the audience know a little bit about yourself. Obviously the guys that know you, to like Steve is to love him, and he's since I've met him, me and him clicked right away. We hit it off, and you know, I always say like the thing I love about you is like you definitely you make your parents, you know, you definitely make your presence felt, but you know you're humble, and I love that about you, and you know we like to joke around and stuff, but you know, when it comes down to being serious and everything, you know, you treat every man, whether it's the biggest guy in the room or the smallest guy, the weakest, the strongest, you treat them all the same.
Fact.
And I think, you know, that's the best quality that I see in you, you know, and that's why I love you, you know. But let's talk a little bit about your upbringing and coming up, and you know, the adversity you faced and whatnot, and you know how you laced up.
So I like the saying, cool and quiet, but quick to start up a riot.
Yes.
I'm gonna lay back, and like the other day at work, there was almost an incident with a guy from Philadelphia. There wasn't an incident or whatever, but shit could happen like that.
Absolutely.
So I'm quiet till it's time to, you know, defend yourself. I'm from Dorchester originally. 5 boys in my family and a couple sisters.
Wow, big family.
We left, well, typical Irish
Yes,
family
of
back in
course.
the day. So we left Dorchester during busing in '72. We moved to Brockton, which is like 20, you know, if you're from the area, you know where it is. But it's like 20 miles outside of Boston. They call it a white flight.
Yeah.
So, you know.
You went from Boston to Brockton.
Boston to Brockton.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did because Boston, I ended up starting, my older brother wrestled. So me and my twin brother started wrestling when we were 8 years old. They don't have really wrestling in the inner city, Boston, you know, Charlestown and stuff.
No.
There's no wrestling. There's a lot of boxing, no wrestling. So I was glad wrestling, me and my brother took to it like fish to water.
Right.
So he ended up being we're both All-Americans in high school, wrestled in college. So, you know, we found a niche. If I stayed in Boston, there wouldn't have been wrestling. Who knows what the hell I would have been.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Robbing and mobbing.
Of course you would have.
Product of my environment.
100%.
We moved to Brockton. I wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed scholastically. You know, I was a wrestler. I didn't really care about school. So, you know, I'm getting myself in trouble throughout the years. I thought it was cool to be bad.
Yeah.
You know, I made a decision one time. I said, I want to be the baddest guy. I want to do bad things.
Yeah.
Bad's more fun at that age.
Yeah, laugh for the sinners.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You know?
So I was, I purposely would take the wrong road. It was more fun. My twin brother was more square.
Yeah.
You know, we go jogging for wrestling practice. We go jogging. I jog to the package store. Then I walk over to D'Angelo's, get a sub, drink the 6-pack on the way home, walking, and by the time I get home, he'd still be out jogging.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because he was more into it. I was purposely bad.
Yeah.
You know.
That's funny that you know, it's ironic that you remember that in hindsight, looking back, you know, I mean, were you always like an aggressive kid? Like always felt that you had that? I think back, whether it's, I'm sure a lot of it has to do with anxiety and stuff like that, but feeling that like, you know, that energy that needed to get out or whatever, and you know, maybe you had, maybe yours was overflowing.
I had red hair and glasses.
Okay.
So I was teased a lot.
Yeah.
You know, people pick on me. So I went from being bullied, and then, you know, a lot of times the guy that was getting bullied turns into the bully.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I wasn't necessarily a bully as much as I would fight on the drop of a fucking dime.
100%. Yes.
You know, I'm 60 and I would still fight. I haven't had a fight in 3 years, which is the longest I've gone since fucking since I had
Hey.
3 years.
Yeah, no more of that.
Well, the thing is, I'd rather never have another fight, but shit happens.
Yeah, of course.
Could be the next light. When I leave, I could stop at a stoplight and something could happen. I've never had road rage. Friends of mine were like, Steve, you have every other rage except road rage. I'm never in a hurry, so I don't give a fuck. But
well, and yeah, that's the best. That's a great way to sum it up too. Even in work, you know, you like. I wish I had that. I wish I had that in me. You know, it's you know, it's go, and then when there's, you know, I always joke around, like I like to relax and maybe like you know, get a little downtime just as much as anyone. But when I'm left to my own and I have to, you know, it's tougher for me to hide and like, you know, try to kill time that way as opposed to, you just kind of do your thing or whatever,
I'm like a professional hider.
Yeah, in plain sight.
Because I'm laughing my whole way through. So,
Yeah.
The companies we work for, they know that my work ethic is low.
Yeah.
But,
you get the job done, though.
I'll get the job done.
Yeah.
And I will do what I'm capable of doing.
Right.
But I'm not holding the folder.
Of course.
I'm not laying out the plans.
No, not at all.
No, but I'll help you do it.
Yes. And it's funny, too, you talk about, me and Steve work together in the union, and if you think about it, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors, a lot of, it's like a dog and a pony show as far as, like, the plans and everything, and, like, people, conversating and trying to, like, figure things out, where it's like, it's almost, if you think about it, it's a lot of bullshit, and, like, there is like a lot of downtime, but people try to make it something that it's not, but...
I'll step back, say I'm on a booth with 3 other guys.
Right.
Those 3 guys want to be the head guy. I'm perfectly happy.
Yes.
Being the fucking Indian instead of the chief.
Yes.
Because I don't want to fuck it up and be responsible for fucking the whole fucking thing up. That's why I don't drive a forklift. I stay in my fucking lane.
Now, let me ask you this to segue from our conversation here, because it touches on it, where, growing up, like, as far as, like, being a leader or whether, because I believe, my belief is that, like, there's not many people that are born leaders. I don't, if there are any, but I think certain people just have that in them, but I think it's something that can be learned, and something that can be, you can kind of, along the way you can get or whatever, and realize that you have that ability or whatever. Now, what are you going to do with it, good or bad? So growing up, were you, like, fine with, like you just said, in work, it's like you just, I'm here to help, but I'm not, I don't need to be the fucking head honcho or the chief,
Growing up, if it was a sports environment, I would wrestling team. I was on the wrestling team. It's not really a team sport,
right?
Because you're out there by yourself. But I would rise up and help the other guys out if I could. I played high level flag football. I always wanted to be the worst guy on the best team.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to be I wanted to be on a team so good because I was pretty athletic.
Right.
That my team was so good, I was the worst guy starting on the team.
Right.
So I played for the Hitman out of Brockton. We beat two-time defending world champs. So this team I was on was high fucking level. And I like to say I was the worst guy starting. But there was fucking college All-Americans, former Patriot players on the team. Anthony Coleman played quarterback for BC back in the day. So I was on a high-level team where I played center and cornerback.
Yeah.
I was at 195 pounds playing center. But again, I was willing to sit back and play my part, play my role.
Yeah.
I always felt I was fundamentally sound.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you weren't gonna hurt a team or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, I was gonna make a play.
Right.
I was gonna make a play every game. And if there was a fight, I was good for that. If you got in a fight, I was absolutely the fourth man in.
Yes.
I wouldn't be the third man unless I was stopping somebody from doing something.
Yeah, right.
But if somebody jumped on you,
yes, then all bets are off.
It's on.
Absolutely.
Oh, the bet that's on is I'm in there.
Yes. So that was big. Now at the time, so how old are you when you're playing like flag football and stuff like that?
I was playing into my I was playing at 40. I mean, I was playing.
Right. But I'm talking when you were younger and stuff like that, like, as far as I just want to have the timeline where you're growing up. I'm curious about your teenage years, because I know that as much as we spend time together, or whatever, that conversation really never comes up, and I would love to see the man you are today and how you became that, and because I know that you faced adversity, and that's what this podcast is all about. Lacing up. We lace up or face down. We joke, lace up or lay down. To us, there's really no option.
Get
and
down
I know that
or lay down.
And you're the same way. You're a supporter or whatever, and you inspire me to do better or be better. And that's why I'm grateful to have you on today. But as far as your teenage years or whatever, just give me a little. Give the audience a little story. Just basically a recap of your growing up or whatnot.
My neighborhood was predominantly boys, and it was a lot of the families moved from Boston. So and it was very athletic. And this is in the 70s, where as a kid, you left the house, you didn't come back fucking all day.
Absolutely.
Because
you went home for dinner maybe at 5 o'clock and then right back up.
If you got home.
Yeah.
My father was a Boston firefighter.
No shit. Yeah, my family's all firefighters. I think we talked about that.
But I'd rather stay out of the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to get caught up in he might be in a bad mood.
Yes.
Shit.
Ain't that crazy that's...
It's old school.
Hey, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
And that I think too, that's something that I've spoke about on this podcast where, my family's the best, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. But at the same time, you take the good with the bad, as a kid or whatever, that heaviness and like that feeling, you can only hold so much. So it's like, thank God, yeah, we had our friends and stuff.
I'd rather stay out of the house.
Correct.
So we played a lot of sports. And as my neighborhood got older, then we started drinking.
Of course, yes.
And smoking herb or whatever the fuck. So, and then we started branching out, going to different parts of the city where they don't like us, we don't like them.
Yeah.
And I was the kid in the neighborhood that could fight the best.
Yeah.
So if there was an issue, so like you were saying, would I stand up on the job site to help bullshit? No, I wouldn't. But in this part of my life where my people needed help, I was fucking there to,
yes.
I'm fighting.
Right.
I was fighting for you. If you were wrong, I was fighting.
Right.
If you were right, I'm fighting.
Yes, right.
If
I'm with you, I'm with you.
I was with them 100%. So they knew that. So, like my youngest brother, he knew what he had. So we'd be out someplace and I'd hear yelling in the other part of the bar. If I was having an issue, you didn't hear no fucking yelling.
Right. Yeah, it was nice and quiet.
Yeah, he'd fucking raise his voice so I catch it. I guess I was smart of him.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew exactly what he was doing. So my twin brother, All-American wrestler, pinned an Olympic silver medalist, so he's a high-level wrestler, really wasn't a fighter till the end. He ended up going to prison, after college. But wasn't really a fighter because I did all his fighting.
Right.
A world-class level wrestler couldn't use his hands because he never had to. I was protecting my people. So as far as would I just lay back and let other people take care of everything? Most of the time, but when it came to defending my people or my hood or whatever the fuck it was,
right, of course,
I was in it.
Now I got a quick question for you. So the MMA that we're going to speak about a little here, mixed martial arts, that Stevie Stevie is former fighter, and the thing that intrigues me, I'll be honest with you, as a casual fan, I got into it when picked my interest and what got me into the UFC and stuff was when McGregor lost to Nate Diaz, and I remember ordering the fight. I hadn't got hip to the illegal sites yet, and and McGregor lost, and I remember hating Nate Diaz and but it caught my interest, and right away, and then as time went on, I learned to I had no choice but to respect Nate Diaz for the dog in him, and but you talk about the wrestling, and it made me think about the Chechens or Habib and those guys and Islam and stuff. Now the wrestlers, which an average fan is not interested in watching that, right? They don't care about the wins and losses. They want to see a Gaethje go out there and go for it, or Holloway or something like that. But with that being said, there is an art to it. So you said your brother was an Olympic wrestler, and now the question I have for you is, what's the difference? Or just give me a little breakdown of, all right, someone may be able to wrestle but can't really throw their hands, whereas McGregor doesn't want to go on the ground, but he'll punch your head in.
So listen, when UFC started, there was somebody from each skill set. A jiu-jitsu guy would come out with a gi on.
The Gracies and shit.
Idiot came out with one boxing glove.
Yeah.
There were kickboxers. There was all types of different shit. The wrestlers dominated. Gracie dominated the first few, but after that, the wrestlers really, Division I college wrestlers came in and dominated
The sport.
So the thing with wrestling, like for me, I definitely all my MMA fights I wrestled. I mean, I can hit hard. They call me Sandman. I tell people they don't call me Sandman because I sleep late.
Right.
I'll fucking punch the fuck out of you if I can. But
The Sandman, baby.
yeah, the Sandman will put you to sleep. But so I was training for a fight, and I went to Thailand for 2 weeks to train for the fight. Do all my kicks and Muay Thai shit. Went home for 2 weeks. Came back for a month. So I trained for a month and a half in Thailand. Threw thousands of kicks.
How was that experience?
It was wild. And I was
First time, obviously, that was your first time out of the country?
I've been to Aruba,
Right.
vacation spots, but
Yeah.
I was there by myself, and
Really?
I know I could protect myself,
Yeah. That must have been quite an experience.
It was pretty fucking cool, and the part about being by myself is even better. I don't have to wait for this person or wait for that person.
Right.
Thailand, if you act up, you can get yourself fucking killed easily. If you get off the beaten path a little bit, if you stay in the main thoroughfare and fucking the main party places, but if you get drunk and you fucking wander off, you get yourself caught up.
Yeah.
And the Thais stick together 100%. So if I get in a fight with a Thai dude, they're gonna come out of the fucking. They don't even have to know him. They're just gonna attack me. They don't mind the people from America as much as like Russia or India.
Really?
They don't like those people too much. Real arrogant. They don't throw the money around.
Yeah.
So
And how are I'm curious to know. I mean, this is interesting stuff. Like, I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to go there, but I mean, the people, like in general, how were they overall? Like, did you can't find them like to be a good people?
Very nice people. The average person's very nice, but if like I was in Pattaya, which is like considered like the red light district of the world, like the biggest red light.
Really?
Yeah. Pattaya is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Walking street in Pattaya is fucking wild. So
It's like the combat zone on steroids.
it's like a fucking combat zone on steroids. Crazy. And you could find whatever the fuck you're looking for. But the people that like worked at like a kiosk here, or like the people who worked at the hotel I was staying at, those are very nice people. But when you were on when you were in the ghetto,
Yes.
you're dealing with fucking crazy fucking ignorant people. And then the lady boy shit.
Yeah.
So any good looking fucking Thai girl over 5'8", 5'7", that's a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like a socially acceptable fucking thing. The lady boys is like
Wow.
Yeah. It's like a whole like subculture, and they're fucking. Whatever.
I mean, it's funny. You think off the top of my head to even if Thailand came up, I would think about mixed martial arts, and I would think about ladyboys.
or the other way around.
Yeah, but yeah, that's funny that they're known for that.
So I'm on the plane twice, and I'm sitting next to an older guy, and I'm like, what are you going? What are you going for? Oh, I'm going hiking. Yeah, you're going fucking hiking.
Yeah, you fucking
You're going to
creep.
fuck a little kid. Yeah, they're not going hiking. So getting back to MMA and wrestling. So a wrestler, like I'm a righty. So boxing, I'd have my strong leg back. My right leg would be back. But in wrestling, you want to have strong leg forward. So I'm a righty, but I have to fight southpaw because I'm so used to wrestling from that position.
Right.
So my hands, like if you came in there as a striker, oh yeah, your hands are great. My hands are heavy, but I would rather rely on my wrestling skills.
Okay.
So I could take you to and I was older. I was like 20 years older than everybody. Besides, the first fight I was 44. So.
Wow.
So I could take these fucking people down.
Yeah.
And that takes away their hand speed. That takes away all that bullshit. Every fight I had 9 professional fights. Nobody. If I took you down, either the round ended or the fight ended.
Right.
So you weren't.
So either saved by the bell or fucking
fight's
tap.
over.
Yeah.
So if I took you down, I wrestled for fucking my whole life. You shouldn't be able to get out.
Right.
Unless
right.
and
that's your mindset. Yeah.
You're not getting up. Just like I'm not going to stand up and box a boxer. That's his game.
Right.
That's going to be his strong suit. My strong suit is taking you to the ground or keeping you from taking me to the ground.
Right. So and the strategy, which says a lot, you know. Like I said, yeah. I mean, to think about it, you know, of course, you know, you want to be entertained and stuff.
I don't give a fuck about entertaining nobody.
Yeah.
I want to win.
Right. No, and I'm sure, like, to put yourself, which people don't, because they pay money to see blood.
Right.
But at the same time, you
my style, I wouldn't take you down and just ride you out. I'd take you down and try to beat the fucking brakes off you.
Right.
So at least when I was doing it, it might not have lasted long. Like I said, I fought as hard as I could for as long as I could.
Of course.
A lot of guys like the Dagestanis, they'll take you down and just weigh you out.
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier was a 2-time Olympian, Greco-Roman wrestler, heavyweight champ, light heavyweight champ.
Yeah.
He said that when he trained with Khabib Nurmagomedov, he couldn't get him off him.
Yeah.
He said it was like a wet blanket.
Right.
Like he just, you know, nobody wants to really watch that unless it's me.
Right.
I can appreciate it. Or
Right.
Joe
Of
Rogan.
course. Yeah, Joe Rogan as well.
He
Yes.
can appreciate the art of the fucking sport.
Yes.
The average fan wants to see boxing or you know, bare knuckle boxing.
Right.
They want to see blood. They want to see fucking knockdowns, knockouts.
Yeah.
I'd take you down and I just would punch you until fucking the ref stopped it. One of my fights, I'm hitting the kid. He says I hit him, I knocked him out, hit him again, and woke him up. So,
Yeah.
You know, I just take it down and fucking.
You know, I say I don't know how. I think you're a jerk off if. You know, anyone can have their opinion if they're, you know, as a fan or whatever. I guess that's, especially if you pay money to watch an event. But that's all it is at the end of the day. But for anyone not to be, like, respect the fact that anyone to get in there, and I use this analogy, I'm like, for someone to get in there and risk being knocked out and woken up, as you just said, in front of the world, they got my respect all day. You know, it's like that right there is something. There's something to be said about that. You know, like you got to be a little soft, and you definitely got to be you know, not give a fuck what anyone thinks.
You have to be willing to be embarrassed.
Yes.
4-ounce gloves.
Yeah.
So I don't give a fuck how fucking bad you are. You get hit with a fucking punch with a 4-ounce glove. Say I throw a jab and a dude throws a punch over my jab. I don't see the punch.
Yeah.
You get hit with a 4-ounce fucking glove by a fucking. This isn't a bar fight where dudes are drunk. These dudes are trained to fight you.
Right.
They've watched your fights. They're trained to fucking, you know. This.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're not throwing, you know, they're not per se throwing haymakers. They're targeting like spots.
Calculated punches.
Yes, I mean I think it's wild to see, you know, just like the art of it. Where I think it's wild to see guys get hit with something that not necessarily knock them out if they weren't hit in any other spot, but the right here, you know, like you said, behind
your ear.
Behind the ear, yes.
So you know, there's MMA. They call it like say you had headphones on.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't hit, like, say you have a mock headphone, you can't hit behind that.
Okay.
So I usually would take these guys down, and I'd be hitting them in their face, and they would turn their head to keep themselves from getting hit. Then I ended up hitting them in the back of the head. I mean, that's not my fault.
Yes.
Because you're turning. Like I said, if I'm hitting you in your face, you're gonna turn your head that way.
Of course.
I'm gonna keep fucking hitting you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get penalized a couple times. Before
a couple points deducted.
Yeah, before any of that, before I care.
Yes.
So you were saying, if you pay, you could say you could have an opinion. Whatever.
Yes.
So this is how it was with me. When I was fighting, I would say half of the people in the crowd wanted me to get fucking knocked out.
Yeah.
And I would say, if you paid, you can have any opinion you want. But I don't want to hear your monkey shit online. You weren't there. You weren't, you know, keyboard killer shit.
Yes. Our friend Damien is the same way with that stuff. It gets him gets under his skin, which how couldn't it, you know?
So when I was fighting, I never had an issue with any of the dudes I was fighting. I never got into the fucking shit. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even read. My mother watched one of my fights and was online afterwards, and she's like, "Don't go online."
Yeah.
She goes, "You don't want to read this shit." And when I get arrested, you know, don't go online.
Right.
You know.
Well, people, yeah, and like you said, there's never a face to the
No. Keyboard killers.
Yeah, never a face to it, which says everything right there. You know. It's trolls.
I have a one of those, like the guy's handle or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
From a incident from fucking like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
If I ever heard somebody ever mentioned this
Yeah,
guy's
yeah,
name,
you meant it
I'm gonna
right
fucking,
away.
that 3-year streak of not fighting
Yes.
is over.
No, of course.
I'm gonna beat this dude's ass
Yeah.
for some shit he was saying.
100%.
And yeah, so and I'm 60, and should I be over that? Yes, blah blah blah. But
No, I'm with you on it. Where certain things, like I say, I'm a believer in, and I think that you could relate to this. Where there's some things that, and it's a dangerous game to play, but it's more of a personal thing. Where I feel like if I'm holding on to something and not even to a friend or a family member or something, or even if I'm not confiding in someone, something that like is that I'm holding on to it, and it's something personal. That's a problem, because that means that like once I put it out there, then it's kind of like it saves me from like putting myself in a jam or putting myself in a situation, because I'd be a fool to. But if I hold on to it and keep it my little thing, then it never goes away, right? And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is what it is, you know.
Revenge is a meal best served cold. A kid threw my glasses out the window in like 4th grade.
Yeah.
So I'm at a party with my twin brother years later. I go, yeah, that's a fucking asshole. Threw my glasses out the window. He goes, get him. I said, I'm gonna get him.
Yeah.
And then so I knocked this dude out. So I see the guy a couple years later. He goes, hey Steve, I haven't seen you in a while. Like I punched the memory right out of his head.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, should I have beat him up for throwing my glasses out the window 15 years earlier?
Yes.
Probably not. But
how about I got one for you? Damien had mentioned the story, and we'll get it from the horse's mouth. If you want to talk about it, was there someone's ear got bit, or was it a piece of it?
I bit a dude's eyebrow. I fought a lot. I'm not bragging about it.
It is what it is.
It's just
Right.
fact. I had a lot of fights. I was always smaller than everybody, and they didn't know I wrestled. So I knew I had an ace in the hole. But so I get in a fight with this dude, and I fucking bit his. I clamped onto his eyebrow.
Yeah.
And he fucking was like, get him, and his shit came off. So I bit his eyebrow off.
Intentionally.
Intentionally. So I see his grandmother a couple years later, and she's like, you bit my grandson's eyebrow off. I said, well, he has another one. She goes, like she was. I shouldn't have said
So that guy got a scar for life.
He's literally scarred for life. So scarred for life. I was locked up with a dude.
Every time he sees it, he thinks he
Yeah, that motherfucker bit my eyebrow off.
Hopefully he deserved it.
Well, he was 100 pounds heavier than me, probably.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't bother people smaller.
Yeah.
But, so I'm in jail one time. A dude gets a tattoo, supposed to say scarred for life. They wrote scared for life. No spell check at the fucking damn house of correction.
Yeah. Don't get a tattoo in jail, or in a county jail at least.
Yeah, I was actually in Dartmouth, and a dude got scarred for life. The poor fuck. Oh, scared for life.
Yeah. So now I want to touch on before I lose the thought. You know, as far as like when you were growing up or whatever, and I know like you said, you did a lot of fighting and stuff. You grew up in Brockton. It started out innocently enough, and I know from the from the time that we've known each other that there was some difficult times there. There was some consequences that you had faced, as you got a little older or whatnot, and there were some serious ones, and I'm curious to know, and I would love to share that message or whatever, if you could, with the audience, as far as like how you overcame that adversity, because like I say, everyone got a story and everyone deals with things, and who better than to be inspired or motivated or to learn something from them, someone that has been through the thick of it, So if you want to touch on that a little bit.
I'll say this. So as far as I was fighting all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always if you're hanging out at a fucking dive bar. Yeah, I'm at a dive bar in Brockton where dudes from other surrounding towns say they're at a party and they want to get some drugs. They go to Brockton, go to the dive bars.
Correct.
So I'd run into the biggest idiot from a fucking other town, so I'd be fighting all the time.
Right.
So when I started taking MMA classes or MMA training for fights, I stopped, I really stopped fighting because I didn't want to be fighting. I didn't want to give the sport a bad name. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
me, the fact that I started training MMA really fucking turned me around.
It saved you. It
100
the
fucking
structure,
percent.
the discipline.
The fact that I didn't want to embarrass.
Yes.
So let me say this: the first day I went into the gym, I went to Y Crew in Alston. That's the gym where the marathon bombers were training.
Okay.
So this is a high level fucking bunch of literally killers. I mean, but bunch, iron sharpens iron type of thing. So I thought when I went in there, there was gonna be more people like me, more city dudes,
Yes.
rough around the edges type of shit. These guys are all fucking thinkers. Like jiu-jitsu guys, it's like a chess fucking game. Wrestlers are more like fucking just bulldog the fuck out of you.
Yeah, fuck.
Jiu-jitsu,
Manhandle you.
yeah, they control you.
Correct.
Jiu-jitsu guys, they're doing this, so if you do this, they set you up for this.
Yeah.
So I expected more fucking knuckleheads like me.
Yeah.
It was all squares. So seeing that there was like civilians are doing it, I just thought it was a bad look that if I'm out, especially once it's known that I'm competing. And,
Yes.
Like if they didn't know that about me and I got in a fight, no harm, no foul. But I don't want. I'm in the paper and I go former fucking MMA.
Yeah, it gives it a bad name,
Yeah.
and it meant that much to you clearly, and that's your character. That speaks volumes of your character.
It stopped me.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to embarrass the sport.
Yeah.
The
Well, I think that subconsciously also because you felt a sense of purpose with that, and it gave you what you maybe had been lacking, in the structure and the discipline. And I feel like that was an aspect of you giving back to it,
I graduated high school in '85. I did a couple years at Central Connecticut. I had a wrestling scholarship there. So the UFC starts in like '91, I think.
Yep.
And so I was just fresh out of college, still fighting. I was like in my prime, and my friends like, yo, you should try this fucking MMA. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't doing that shit. Because at first there was no weight classes. I'm not gonna go in there with a fucking 300-pound wrestler and have him fucking bulldog throw me, break my fucking neck.
Hey, you have to bite his eyebrow.
So I'm in college. The team wrestling pitcher, the heavyweight's like fucking 300 pounds, and he grabbed me and fucking I bit the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Kick your hands off him. So I've been biting for a while. So I bit that dude.
The biting started at a young age.
I'll tell you how it started. I'm in a fight with a kid, and I had never bitten anybody, and the dude bit me.
Oh.
I was like, oh, that's fucking good.
Yeah, right.
So I bit his head like a fucking apple, right? And, after you bite somebody's head like an apple, you realize, don't bite their head. You want a little more skin.
Yeah, right.
A little something to grab onto.
Yeah.
But
That's
I
great.
realized, I saw his reaction to the bite. I was like, all right, that's effective. I've never...
If anything, he'll pause for a second and be like, what the fuck?
It'll stop the average fucking person.
Yeah.
So I got a funny bite story. My sister comes home. She's at Massasoit Community College of Brockton. She goes, these guys just call me a cunt. I'm like, really? So my younger brother's home. I go, let's take a ride to the school. So we're out there looking around for these guys. We can't find them. We go to the car. She goes, there they are. So we go over. The dude's in the passenger seat, hits my brother with a 40 ounce right in the face, smashes the bottle over his head. And they take off in the car. So we're parked like across the parking lot. So I have to get to my car, and the traffic getting out of the college. So they're like 20 cars ahead of me.
Yeah.
So I'm out of their mind. They think they're dealing with a fucking civilian who's
Right.
just driving the other lane. So
Hey, you never know. That's why you don't fuck with people.
my father told me you never know who's in the other car.
Never.
So I don't have road rage. So these guys are like second from the light, and I'm like 30th. So I just so now I'm right behind them. They take a left, and there's another light. So they're at the light. They're in a T-top, like Trans Am or something. I jump in on the driver. So I'm standing on the driver, fighting the passenger. So the guys driving down the street were fighting. And there was a crew building a McDonald's on the east side of Brockton. So they're watching this clapping and shit. So I'm fighting this fucking dude, and he puts his fucking hand on my fucking mouth.
Ooh.
So I bite fucking,
Yeah.
I bite to the bone. And I'm like, fucking pull over.
Yeah.
Telling him. So he's got blood dripping down his hand, blah, blah, blah. He's crying, get him off me.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
pull over. So
He has locked you up.
I was on him. So they pulled over. I get out. I jumped out of the car. I walked by the McDonald's that's being built. All the construction workers give me a high five.
Yeah.
That's one of my fighting stories.
That's funny. The crazy shit, the shit you remember. But now, as far as that goes, you know, it's those stories are wild and stuff like that. Now, I want to, you know, and not to. I love laughing. I love talking about the funny, you know, the funny stories and whatnot, and the shit that we got away with. And I just want to touch real quick, right? Because I know that I feel like what defines us. I like the saying. I believe that, like, you know, it may be cliche, but like it's not how many times you fall. It's like how many times you get back up. You know, you just keep getting back up. And I know that you've had to do that. You know, and I think that I like to believe that, you know, God, you know, the higher power, something bigger than us. You know, something looking over us is. He knows like who can and can't handle that. You know, and that goes with the saying like when people like, you know, the victim mentality, or they say like, you know, woe is me, which is human nature sometimes. You know, we can only take so much, but then, you know, the little mantra is like, well, if that's the case, how about like, you know, why not me? You know, where instead of feeling like, you know, something's being done to you, you know, kind of have the perception that something's being done for you. So, I mean, can you talk about that a little bit?
I'll say this, that as far as my family goes, I would rather have whatever bad happen to me than to happen to my fucking people. I felt I could take it better.
Yeah.
So my twin brother gets arrested out in Arizona. He's visiting my parents, and he's facing like he ended up doing 14 years.
Wow.
So my mother calls me the day after he got arrested. She goes, Steve, this is gonna sound, you know, this might not sound, you might not like this. I wish it was you, because you could handle it better. You know what I mean? He handled it like a champ, but I was more criminally minded. He was like a civilian, and he ends up getting caught up. So, you know, I've been dealing with it my whole fucking life. I was always, you know, the black sheep type of shit. So for her to say that to me, and she meant it as kind as she could, you know.
Yeah.
She didn't want a baby going to jail, but if one of us is gonna go, she would rather have it be me.
I think that's profound for her to say that. I mean, it was a weight lifted off her chest, knowing that you can not only handle it, right, literally and figuratively, because she knew that her saying that, maybe that in the moment, I'm sure it gave her a little relief, but also to know that you weren't gonna, that you knew exactly what she meant.
Yeah,
you know? It was
Listen,
saying like, listen, like.
if I could have traded places with him,
Yeah.
I would have. And people say that, you know, this is my twin brother. I'm not saying this about a fucking kid I know. My twin fucking brother.
Yeah.
You know, I came out of my mother with a black eye. So we were fighting fucking before we were even fucking breathing. And I would fucking kill for the fucking kid. So would I rather have him fucking facing a situation that he had never even imagined?
Now, how old are you when this transpired?
28 maybe?
Yeah.
He did all his 30s in Arizona State.
And you guys were tight?
Twin brother.
Now, how did that, you know, I know it may sound silly, but I mean, there's only one way to ask it. How did that affect you? Like, where someone that's like this, like your other half, you know, you bonded by blood, bonded by, you know, like you said, you guys came out of your mom at the same time, you know, came into this world.
It was the only situation where I couldn't be there to help him out.
You couldn't control, you couldn't, or you couldn't make better.
I couldn't handle his issue. Like I told you, he wasn't good like this till he went away.
Yeah.
Because he never had to be. I was fighting for him.
Right.
And like fucking see this, and he's I was more rough on the edges. He was more intellectual. He's reading the books, and like he's always did the right thing. So he ends up getting himself caught up. I like picturing him in that situation.
Yeah.
This is the
crushed you, I'm sure.
This is the penitentiary. This is the Southwest with the Black Guerrilla family, Mexican Mafia, Aryan Brotherhood.
Right.
Like shit you were dealing with.
Well, real deal. And I say, like, for some of the stuff, and I were at Boston and Mass all day. You know, that's where I'm from, and that's what that's what you're supposed to do, I guess. The fact of the matter is, there's some places out there that, you know, I don't care who you are. No one would want to go, and no one would, you know, there's no one out there, certainly no one out there talking about how they went here and there and everywhere else, because, you know, they either don't get a chance to talk about it, or, you know, it's an ugly place, stuff that, like, inhumane. Couldn't imagine him short, you know. But
He was in the hole, like, I think the last 6 years he was in the hole. So he didn't see the sun. Listen, they bring out to the bullpen or whatever.
Yeah.
But he was in the hole for six. He was in the hole for 6 years. The day he got out, he'd get out of the hole, and the next day he's calling me. I go, "Where you at?" He goes, "Starbucks." I go, "You went from the fucking hole. You went from 14 years in prison, in the hole for 6 years straight, and you're at Starbucks like a fucking civilian."
yeah.
Like I probably wouldn't have been able to readjust and
Now,
react.
how was his transition? Did he end up? Because I know that I can speak personally on it, but I see it more with a lot of my friends, acquaintances, people I know that have done state time. I see that they come home. There's a paranoia about them. It's in all of them. I feel like always on edge and super vigilant, but almost paranoid and also the transition. I feel like with the hole and stuff like that, or they have like the DDU and up in upstate, they have like the hole within the hole.
That's
and
what
it's like
he was on the death row part of the hole.
that shit there. I've seen it with my own eyes. That the transition is almost people are incapable of doing it because it needs to be like studied, looked into, and stuff like that. Because if you're letting people on the street and you think there's any type of rehabilitation, that person has so much trauma that they probably came in with, and then being in that situation. I mean, like I always say, let the punishment fit the crime, you know?
It's inhumane at the least. Listen, anything I've ever done, if I went to jail for it or went to prison, I deserve that.
Of course.
Like when I get arrested, I used to do a scare straight program at the Wyatt in
Yes.
I used to do a scare straight program. So there'd be like 6 or 7 of us convicts lined up on the stage, and the kids sitting in front of us. I'd get up and talk. I'd say, unlike all these guys, I'm guilty. None of these guys are guilty, but I'm guilty. I would have pled guilty the first fucking day, but they were doing.
Yeah, right.
They were doing their due diligence.
Of course, yeah. Everyone's It's what do they call it? Job security. You know what I mean? So they got to pass the paper around. Everyone got to get their cut. Yeah,
exactly.
It's a money thing.
I wasn't allowed to plead guilty.
No.
You know what I mean? For what you just said, to keep them all.
Of course.
Working.
No, at that point you're a piece of paperwork. You know what I mean? You're just a transaction.
I was willing the day I got arrested to plead guilty. Let's start. So they're bringing me at the federal building, and I'm in the fucking elevator with the fucking DEA. I go, what am I looking at? He goes, 5 years. I go, that ain't bad. He looks at me and says, that ain't bad. I go, I mean,
could be worse.
I mean, if I could cough everything I did, 5 years is,
That's a great way to look at it too, because
I just
we're blessed to be able to sit here. Like this. I'm sure you've heard it before. People say like, "Thank God, thank God I didn't get what I deserve."
100%. So I deserve to be fucking in jail.
Yeah.
Whether I deserve to be in jail, and 5 years in the feds is a fucking starter kit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You do with 11 or whatever. If you're looking at 5 years, you should shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
And you own it because
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
My brother got 14 years, and they called that the little bitch.
Yeah. Right.
Because the big bitch is 27
and you should be walking around with a pleasant. Just a good energy about you. You know what I mean?
Listen,
don't be too happy, but
you got fucking 3,000 days in a wake up. You know what I mean?
No,
shut up.
100%.
You don't have 30,000 fucking.
When things you can't fathom. Now, I like to think that, like I say, like it's easier to touch, easier for people to focus on bad stuff or traumatic stuff. From growing up as a child with family stuff, siblings, with your parents and everything, but as I've like got a little older, whatever, and I've learned this from other people because I certainly didn't come up with it. We get the good with the bad, and like our people, I know that my family like did the best they could and stuff, but like just like me, right? Everyone's, I like to say perfectly imperfect, to have that mentality where it's like there's no expectations there, but I know the intentions were always good. Now, you talked about your brother and how he was intellectual and you were more of a scrapper and stuff. But I like to think that I believe that God knows exactly what he's doing, and there are no coincidences, there are no mistakes. I think that and we learn and grow in those situations where you and your brother were like this, right? And I feel like that codependency. Me and my mother were like this. I'm the baby boy. I was never allowed to grow until it was.
Dude, it's funny you said that, man. I was so codependent in up to high school. Then he went to Springfield College. I went to Central Connecticut. That separated us a little bit, but we were still fucking tight as fuck. But when he went to prison,
yeah,
then I was like, he was literally by himself. I was by myself.
Yes.
You know, I'm not saying I was by myself. I was so used to having him, at least, you know, accessible, I call him whatever. The separation is what really fucking helped me, because then instead of always being with somebody, I was learning to be by myself a little bit more. But
in helping you in hindsight, because I know that
helped me 100%.
That it hurts to fucking before it heals. It hurts before, you know, while it's healing. And
hey, listen, it really fucking helped me.
Yeah.
Made the best out of a bad situation. He was away, but we both needed that. So now he's his own soldier.
Of course.
Not mine. And now
you're even more formidable. Like now together, now it's a problem.
Dude,
you know,
100 fucking %. You would never want to go there.
Yeah, right.
Because if we ever got back together on that kind of thing, that'd be bad.
Of course.
Yeah. So we had a bar situation one night. We're twins. We're sitting right next to each other. So there's a fucking girl sitting with a boyfriend next to us. She looks at my brother. She goes, "What are you, a fag?" Because we're sitting right next to each other. He says, "Get a wig, you bald bitch." So she says to her man, "You hear what he said?" He goes, "Yeah, you better shut up before I slap him." I go, "You hear what she said?" He goes, "You better shut up before I slap you." So my brother just get out of my way. He knows what's coming up.
Yeah.
So anyway, I end up on top of the dude, choking the fuck out of my brother's back to back of me. A knee bar on him, shit, like twisting his leg. So
you put him in a human pretzel.
We fucked him up. He left in the ambulance, which he deserved. Went home and left his house in the ambulance. He took 2 ambulance rides for one fucking beatdown. But me and him together.
Yeah. All right. So what do we got? So, we got Kevin's fight coming up tonight.
Kevin's fighting in Dublin tonight,
and that's really exciting. I would like your prediction on that fight.
All right, my prediction. So Kevin is this fucking kid is crazy athletic, strong as fuck for a dude his size, quick, strong, and mentally fucking tough. Like, before he even started boxing, he wanted to take a MMA. He trained me one day. Wanted to take an MMA fight against a brown belt. I go, "You don't want to do that." "Yeah, I do." I go, "You don't want to do that because you don't know how to stop what he's going to do to you." So he's hard-headed, but in a good way.
Yeah.
The kid doesn't.
He doesn't accept no. He said, "How can we?" Yeah.
He's not scared of anything.
Right.
So he's a hitter, really strong for his size. This other kid, like Rich Capello was saying, how the kid's got 3 knockout losses, out cold, not TKOs, out fucking cold. And Kevin realizes he's not going to go to Dublin, fight a kid from Dublin, and win a decision.
No.
You can't go to Rhode Island and fight a
Of
fucking,
course. Right.
Never mind coming from
Yeah.
the States.
Yeah, that's his territory.
So he has to win by a knockout. I think he wins by a knockout. And so, like I told you, right, literally before he ever stepped a day in the gym, he told me he's been a world champ. I mean, that's like arrogant to a point, but he's fucking doing it.
Yes. Well, and you know, I love having this content where, you know, it's you know, like I said, Kevin's fighting tonight. You just got it here from the Sandman, right? I'm
betting $500 he knocks.
Yeah, you just got it here from the Sandman that you know, King Kevin Walsh, that he manifested this shit. You know, McGregor did it with Aldo.
Hey, same exact thing.
Yeah, it's real. It's real stuff. He believed it, and it's coming to fruition. So tonight you're gonna see.
If you don't believe it, it's probably not gonna happen.
Right.
If like he believes it to like a just like you said, McGregor saw no other way that was gonna go than the way it went.
Right. So it has to.
It couldn't go any other way.
Yeah.
And he got in the other dude's head, and you know, McGregor's a tough motherfucker, man. I don't like all the mouth.
Yeah, you don't like when he's coked up and fucking talking nonsense ragtime.
Yeah, those guys.
Yeah.
But like the way he went about it, like Ali did the same thing, and Mayweather did the same thing. It works for certain people, but after he has such success doing that, like the Kobe Covingtons of the world. Now if it's not your personality,
don't force it.
Right. If it's forced, like Connor's witty as fuck.
That's correct. He's not a stage character.
No.
It's you know, Vince McMahon, like that's him as a kid. He has that in him.
You don't have a comeback if you're faking it. Like me and you at work, right? We just talk shit to each other. It's witty as fuck, witty banter back and forth. You either got that or you're not. You're not a square. Now you're acting like you're fucking.
Yeah, right.
Because it's not natural.
Hey, I love that about you know, where we're from. You know, the sarcasm. I think we're like masters of it. You know, and it's probably learned from a young age. Is like and probably a little bit of manipulation in there to like protect ourselves. It's all like a defense mechanism, but like you can't. It's funny you say that because. And I love joking around, and we do it. It makes the time go by and work.
Every time I see it, me and you could be walking with each other for like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
it's a fucking one after the other.
And they would call that when we were away. They call it like catch and wreck, like
catch and wreck.
Catch and wreck. You're almost harassing and abusing people,
yes.
but in a nice way. And
Listen,
I will say this: the people that we do it to. Right, there's a difference between, like you said, a bully. Like I say that where we're from, bullies get bullied, right?
Right.
And
a bully.
You know, the last thing we'd ever want to do is make someone uncomfortable. You know, and we'd be the first to apologize. But at the same time, like, you know, if we like you, we love you, and like that's our form of showing affection, right? We break balls, Pat Doherty.
Listen, when I'm at work with you, now everybody that knows me there knows that I'm fucking wild as fuck. So everywhere I walk in the building. Every person I walk by, I'm fucking busting them balls.
Yeah.
And I might tease them, but they're laughing. You know what I mean? Or I make fun of this dude over. All day, every day,
yes.
I'm catching wreck like this.
Absolutely.
Hey, I love the name of the podcast, man. Lace Up. So if you haven't really done time, you probably wouldn't know the fucking term. I'm locked up at Wyatt. I'm there for 11 months at the time. I'm in a unit with 4 white dudes.
Yeah.
one of the white dudes I've been feeding for fucking 11 months. So I think he might take my kindness for weakness. So he's watching a show, like one of those grease monkey car shows. And I tell him, I go, after the show's over, we're going to watch the National Football Championship. He said, well, go watch the fucking black TV. I go, you know, the feds.
Yeah.
White
Yes.
Black TV.
BET, Telemundo.
Yeah. Or Telemundo weather.
Yeah, right.
With no volume, they're just looking at this weather girls.
Soap opera.
Yeah, watching the weather ladies. So he said, well, why don't you fucking watch the black TV? I go, well, that's not happening. We don't have a vote. He goes, why don't you lace up? So I'm like, and I've been feeding this faggot for fucking, you know, he didn't have much. So I'm feeding him. And he was a loudmouth.
Yeah.
But he's one of the 4 white dudes. So
yeah, right. Yeah. You're trying to make it work.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're coexisting here.
Right.
So he says, lace up. And I'm thinking, I think he's kidding. He's like, fucking lace up and find out. I go, Alina, I go, for real? Just fucking lace up and find out. I said, you ain't gonna tell me that 5 fucking times. So I start going up the stairs. He comes up behind me, you're gonna lace up with me. I go, you fucking just told me to lace up. I'm gonna lace up. So we go up the stairs, his cell's to the top left, mine is down to the right. So he's in his doorway, and I lean in and I go, yo, dude, I'm not even watching the fucking game. Just don't have to get on like this, because I know what the fuck's gonna happen. And I'm there for, my record's fucking atrocious. I went up for parole one time, and the parole lady told my girlfriend's mother, you know his record's atrocious. So, my record's atrocious.
Yeah.
So I lean in and I go,
that says everything right
yeah,
there.
and they, tell my people. So I lean in, I'm like, it doesn't even have to go down like this, man. And I didn't realize there's people behind me watching. Now he's swelling up on me. He's
he's putting his show on, yeah.
Yeah, putting it like an iguana who puffs up. So he pulls a puff up. So I go, he goes, fucking lace up. I go, all right, man. So I go to my cell, tell my cellmate, I say, yo, beat it for a minute, put my sneakers on. Dude comes in my cell. Now, I'm trying, because of my atrocious record, I don't want to be beating people up when I'm awaiting sentencing.
Yeah, it's not a good look. Yeah,
Right, it's a bad look because I don't do it halfway.
yeah, it doesn't end well.
No, I don't beat you.
Yeah,
I beat you down.
especially in there.
100% sober for 11
right.
months. You're dealing with a college fucking wrestler.
Yes.
You're a Cathy from Taunton.
Right, yeah.
So
all that anger and aggression, everything you've been holding on to, is going to come out. It's not even a personal thing.
All the shit I let slide that I would never let slide.
Right.
I'd be on the handball court, some little fucking shit. Fucking Chiba, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. It would all come out on that
So it came out on this. So, and he had told me during the time that his father used to fucking molest him. So, I
keep that one in the back.
Yeah, he had father used to molest him. So he comes to my cell. Now I'm still keep my hands,
Yeah.
And he backs me into the back of the fucking cell. So I hit him as on. So I'm fire, and I'm choking the fuck out of him, and I could choke him out, but I'm thinking to myself, no, keep him awake. Let him know what's going on.
Yeah.
Let him know after the fact. So I'm kneeing him, fucking knock his teeth out.
That's wild that you can literally do that. Like keep,
I was,
you're their god at that point.
I was 100%. I could have killed him.
Yeah.
So I have him in a choke, and I'm kneeing his head against the wall. His head's hitting the wall. Blah blah. I'm choking him, and he's like, "Please stop." I go, "Now you want to stop? Please stop." He goes, "You remind me of my father."
Yeah.
After I wouldn't have stopped, right? He said,
then you're looking at your hands on his ass.
his molested father.
Yeah.
I remind him of your fucking pedophile father.
Yeah, right.
So, because I would beat him up a little longer. So I let him go. Knocked out 6 of his fucking teeth. So he's telling me he's covered in blood. He's like, I never would have hit you. No, okay. He's walking into my cell. So he's wiping the blood like from this side of his face to this side of his face. I'm like, this ain't good. So I end up going to the hole. But so I go to the hole. As soon as they shut the door in the hole, I have a smile from ear to ear because of the relief of fucking finally getting my fucking shit off.
Yeah.
I call my mother. I go, Ma, guess what happened? She goes, where? I go, I'm in the hole. She goes, what happened? I'm like, well, got in a fight. The kid kept telling me to lace up. Telling me to lace up. She goes, well, lace up. She goes, all right, well, who threw the first punch? I go, who do you think? She goes, you. I go, 100%.
He backed you into a corner, yeah.
Fucking, of course I threw the first punch. So, yeah, that was my lace-up story. And then when I, so that was my lace-up story. And then lace-up podcast, that's cool as fuck. The fucking, your logo is cool as fuck.
Yeah, no, Stevie, you've always, Stevie, he's definitely, he's supported me since day one. That's what I love about him. There's no hate in this guy,
Oh, fuck's no, man.
Right? And he's learned to, the thing that makes him dangerous in the best way possible is that he's learned to control and regulate his emotions or whatever. And it makes for just like a gentleman, a class act. And I couldn't be happier that you came here and, did this. And like I said, once the merch hits, trying to keep this thing relevant or whatever, because as in everyday life, it's real life. This isn't just a podcast. This is so much bigger than that. I want everyone to feel the same. I want everyone to feel that. I want this thing to be a movement. I want everyone to be part of it. This isn't my thing. It's our thing. So
you got the foundation set. You got the fucking the logo. You got the premise that what you're talking about. You got the cast of characters, more or less similar species. You know what I mean? Something we could all
the same cloth.
We could all relate to the conversation. So I have Chicky Chickatelli from Springfield, a Genovese bookie from back in the day who wants to come to your show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chicky's a fucking character.
Yep.
Funny as fuck. His story's excellent. Friend of his, Brian Hoyle, another guy's got he's done time with he's been around the block. Another real cool guy from Springfield. If you can get him in here, I'll get Kevin Walsh.
100%.
We've been looking forward to doing this for like 6 months.
Yes.
Finally got it together.
Yeah. I love you, buddy. I love you, and I got nothing but love and respect for you. And like I said, you came here today, and the best part of it too is when I hear these things, like that's what makes me feel good about it. And there's been plenty of times where I'm like, even with Devin not feeling too well or whatever, and we just talked about it. Like, we're not gonna you're not gonna have your partner, your right hand man. Sometimes your family's not gonna be there, right? And what do we do, right? So it's like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying to just grind it out and keep things in motion, and it helps with like with guys like you or whatever that are willing to come here, talk a little bit, see that because growing up, I like people that think outside the box, and it's always, and the best part is too, it's like I call it like a gentleman tough guy. Like, you can impose your will and stuff like
That's
that on
what it be,
people.
man.
You can impose your will, but you don't need to. And to me, that's the most impressive thing. And I'm not there's not many things, especially when it comes to other guys that would impress me like that. But when someone when someone is just a gentleman, but people know who they are, what they're about, and what they're capable of. But at the same time, that's not what that person gives off. Whatever they don't use that as a rite of passage or for validation.
They say that the guy like peaceful guys, right? Guy who can't be fucking the guy who's peaceful just because that's what he has to be, as opposed to the guy who could be potentially dangerous, who is still peaceful. That's more that's more impressive. Well, maybe not impressive, but that's harder to do.
Yes.
Than for somebody who's forced to be a fucking square.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you didn't bother me, you wouldn't even know I was there. Leave me alone.
Right.
Leave me
But
alone.
thank God we have each other. Thank God we have the little crew we do.
We have a good time.
We really do, and it's
Bunch of Irish
it's all
knuckleheads.
love. Yeah, right.
All the inner city guys from Somerville and all the guys we talk to, all similar species. You know what I mean? All Irish.
100%.
And
we all have the stories. Everyone plays their role. There's no everyone. It just falls in line or whatnot. It makes for a great time.
that whole union is fucking. My first day there, I felt like I was on the yard for the first time.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They see somebody new, they're like, oh, look at this fucking.
Yeah.
I mean, that was 8-9 years ago. Now it's totally different.
Of course.
And
we have to adapt. Which I will say this, one of the, just talking like this, and then we'll wrap it up. I feel like to some, being home. I came home in 2010. I've been home for 16 years going on now. And I attribute that to my family. I attribute that to their support, right? And a lot of people don't have that. So if it wasn't for them, I surely wouldn't be here, and thank God for them. But it's not my family's obligation, nor would they know how to make me prosper, how to make me we've proven that we can survive, but how do we thrive? And at that point, I'm not going to be a 30-year-old, even though emotionally and mentally I'm stunted, right?
Yeah,
my family can only do so much for me, right?
Yeah.
So it makes it a lot easier when I get guys like you, the guys, from that are doing it together, and then I feel less pressure. I can breathe a little bit as opposed to thinking crazy and going out there and making a mistake that would hurt my family, my kids, and then. Because that's not who we are inside, that's the most selfish thing you can do.
my daughter, I came home, she was 8. I came home with gangland on my knuckles.
Yeah.
My daughter was 8. She was, Daddy, you could have went your whole life without doing that. 8 years old.
Yeah.
I was thinking better than I was thinking at fucking 35, 40.
Yeah. And that's what hits right there,
So, as far as day-to-day type of shit, I always feel like I'm a little fucking crazy, like I'm barely hanging on to fucking keeping myself from fucking doing something crazy. Over I'm getting, it's a little easier because I'm not out as much. I'm not dealing with the public as much. I can deal with the public sober people, but in a bar.
Yes. Oh yeah. I have no patience for that anymore.
No, because and I'm 5'7", so I might walk around. You might think, oh, he walks around, he's a tough guy.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. But don't underestimate fucking, because then I'm gonna come out.
Yeah. Right. But it's I'm glad that you were able to come. I'm glad you were able to share the story. Whatever. Obviously, there's always open door. You're always welcome here. Whatever, you can come whenever you want. I would love that.
I'd definitely like to do it again. I want to tell you one more story.
Sure.
I ran it. I'm in a bowling league, which is fucking crazy. Because if you told me that 10 years ago, I'd have laughed.
Like Al Bundy.
So a kid in my bowling league was telling me that he's dating a stripper, right? This kid's a very nice guy. Square. He's happy he's dating a stripper. I don't sound like him, but he's dating a stripper, and he says that for his birthday, that his stripper girlfriend's got a twin. He said that she told him for his birthday they were gonna have a threesome. So the stripper and her twin is gonna have a threesome with my square friend. So I see him last week at bowling, and he's like, "Oh, my birthday was last week." He goes, "We had the threesome." And he's all happy. His fucking eyes lit up. I go, how was it? He goes, "The only thing about it, her twin was shy, wanted the lights down low." I go, how can you tell the difference? He goes, "Well, it was easy. Her brother had a mustache."
I knew. I had a feeling I was going somewhere.
It went left.
Oh, that's great. All right, guys. It was a pleasure, Steve. I love you, buddy.
Joe Lawler.
My man.
Lace it up.
And yeah, tune in, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, whatever. We ain't going anywhere. You know, lace up or face down, real gangster recovery.
I will be back.
And Stevie, yeah. So, and I'll look up Steve. How can we find you on on Instagram and shit?
Sandman OG Killer. What? Yeah, my probation officer didn't like that. I'm on TikTok. Same thing. So I'm on Instagram and I'm on TikTok.
Very good.
If you want to friend, my content is light. You know, I'm cracking jokes, making fun of myself, doing stupid shit. Nothing serious. I'm not talking like a tough guy. None of that shit.
Right. Yeah, it's entertainment. It's
entertainment.
Yeah, that's what I look at. This I leave the politics out of it and
No,
stuff.
yeah, I don't do none of that shit.
But yeah, if you haven't heard of the Sandman or learned about his story, whatever, you will certainly be intrigued. I can promise you that. And with that, tune into next week. This one's gonna get dropped as ASAP. If I can get it out tonight or tomorrow, I definitely will. And with that, over and out.
Joe Poke. Oh.